You can see there are two issues with that. First of all, it's a very deep retracement. It gets very close to the previous low point. Those are generally not ideal to trade in the first place, but the main problem is that you can see this is not respecting the Fibonacci at all. So it's turning somewhere in the middle of nowhere and therefore not a valid Fibonacci that we want to have. So we get rid of that. And let's look at the next one from here to the top. And here you can see now we have a beautiful retracement at a 61 or 38. No matter, it doesn't matter how you look at it. It's going to be the same level. And yeah, now we can see where our potential targets, 138, 161. And let's just take a look at chart context. So I want to draw here the 138 and the 161. So 138 falls in this very interesting level, which is the 98 round number. So you can see here seems to be a big level, support turning into resistance. So that may be an interesting level to take profits if you're looking for long, or if you are in a long, or around here is going to be some demand or supply area, because this is where the huge drop initiated. And that may be something to look into. So this is generally how you would use it. You could also add a moving average if you are looking, or if you are already in a trade looking for potential trailing profits. You could go to the higher, to a lower time frame, for example, and look for microstructure. There are many ways how you could use this. So let's take a look at a few other examples, and you can use Fibonacci's on any time frame. And let's take a look. I always want to look for new trends, very early on, new trends. Those are usually the best opportunities to put in Fibonacci's. So something like this, and then because what does it do? Let's explore it actually. So when we look at the general trend and a general trend makeup, if you've heard about, I think it was Wyckoff or the Dow theory, usually we say that the market has 5 waves. So this is wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. And we are drawing Fibonacci's from wave 1, or in wave 1 until wave 2. And then what we're going to do is, in an overall downtrend, we want to trade wave 3. That is usually the highest probability trend wave. Wave 1 is too early because this is where the trend is just getting started, and wave 2 and wave 4 are obviously against the trend waves. We don't want to trade them as much. So this is why we are focusing here with this approach on wave 3. And let's do that. So we draw the Fibonacci, want to get it precise. And you can see, oops, let me zoom in. Let's make it really precise. You can see it doesn't fully line up, so this is already questionable. In Forex, you can see this is just going to be 2 or 3 pips. So I will give my Fibonacci's and the retracements here the benefit of a doubt. And obviously 2 pips in the bigger picture is not going to make a huge difference. Remember in the first example where we saw that the market is completely violating the Fibonacci's, that it's closing somewhere around here, or what you don't want is coming short of 61.8. But if you can see, this is coming so close to the Fibonacci, it's just off by 2 pips. I will give myself this benefit of a doubt and still probably going to use it. And you can see going down, once the market has broken the 100 level, we have a perfect reaction at 138, and as well a picture perfect reaction of 161. Fibonacci's may be so popular and so powerful because they are used by algorithms or algo trading or high frequency traders, because Fibonacci's are very easy to program into an algo, and therefore it may be why they are so powerful. And let's take a look at a new trend. So the new trend has started here. We are looking at a trend reversal here. You could also use a moving average to determine trend reversals. And then we want to look at the first bigger trend wave here. It's wave 1 until wave 2. And we just want to see what are the Fibonacci saying. So wave 1, wave 2. And again, let's zoom in. We get it precise. My mouse is stuck. All right, here. And you can see again, not a perfect reaction, but we are getting reasonably close. Again, I would say this is like a few pips only, so 3 pips, 4 pips, that is totally fine. I would still give this the benefit of the doubt. This is no brain surgery. If it's off by a few pips, that's still good enough for me. And what can we see here? We have a perfect 138.2 Fibonacci extension. You could go to the lower time frame, for example, and then time your trades with this approach. So here would be your wave 1, wave 2. Here you can see it doesn't look good, but we get the Fibonacci from the 4 hour. And then once the 100 has been broken, there are many ways how you could trade this, either with a direct breakout or maybe with a break and retest. Those are also very common. So yeah, that's up to you, but you can see we have a perfect reaction at the 138.2, then we brushed through the 161, and eventually here's where the market makes a little bit of a bigger pause, but eventually kept going. But this is obviously not as common. And 261s and 200s, they are usually not recommended to use as targets. That would be a little bit too aggressive. So let's take a look at a recent example, British Pound Aussie. Let's go back to the 4 hour. I like to draw my Fibonacci's on 2 hour, 4 hour. Those are usually where I like to see the price action for my higher time frames. So we have a very clear trend reversal going on here. Wave 1, wave 2. And yeah, 50% precisely, perfectly hit. And then you can see 161. Let's go down to a lower time frame to see how does it look here. Beautiful extension. And you can see once the market has hit 161, that's when the trend is over. And again, don't be too greedy with your targets. Don't be too aggressive with your targets. Don't try to push your luck. Especially what I've seen in the traders that we mentor is that choosing targets that are not as optimistic will help you get a higher win rate, and that will help you build confidence in the beginning. And then once you have confidence in your system, once you have traded it profitably for a few months, then you may increase your targets if you still feel the need to do that. And that's it for my Fibonacci magic video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment, leave a like, and I will see you in the next video.